here. So just how you're feeling, what your focus is this week, and what your intentions are for the call. I'm feeling stoked. I think there's just going to be so much like rapid fire shit we're going to get done this week. It's going to be great. And my intentions for this call: facilitate it well, go through the list, close issues, and move on. And I will pass it to Lauren.
So I'm feeling that, and my focus for the week is give economy. I'm like really trying to push and organize all the parts and make sure that we have everything ready, and so we can launch like next week. So that's my focus. Intentions for the call are just to sync up with everybody and and hang out. I'll pass it to Monique.
What happened?
Hello, everybody. Good morning. I'm feeling really excited, and my focus for this week just to make sure that the current version that we have is working fine. A couple of days ago, all of the devs working have a pressure to finalize this version and have a week for testing, and you can test on Giveth.io, and I think it's perfect. And my focus for this week is just to finalize it. And for this call, I'm just trying to sync with you guys about the issues that we have. I pass it on to Marco.
Thanks, Monique. Hi, everybody. My name is Marco, and I'm attending the governance call. I'm feeling, well, not that great. I need to rest a little bit more. But other than that, my focus for this week is finishing up the remaining missing pieces on the project pages, and also start working on a sign-in and register to complete this. And then after that, figure out the my account hierarchy structure and for this week. Intentions for this call: just go through the agenda, sync up with everybody. That's all. I'll pass it over to Matteo.
Hey guys, happy week ahead. How are you? Really excited for this week. Many improvements as mentioned, as Monique said, on the Giveth.io app. We are getting ready for the Lawrence launch, so really happy about it. And nothing much to add. I just like to attend to these meetings to get in sync, and happy to see you all. I'll pass it to Danny.
Good governance morning, everybody. Let's see, what do I got? Okay, my focus this week is testing, and I had an appointment with Donna this morning, but she had to go, so I'm really sad about that, and I need to get rescheduled so I can do the testing and have the people with donations ready to do some testing this week, so I'm hoping that it's open to other people too, so we can get some good testing from fresh perspectives. And I'm here in the call to make sure that I'm voting on all the things I need to and chiming in where I can. So let me know what that is, and I'll pass it to Forrest.
Hello.
You froze, but I think I can take it.
No, you froze.
Oh, no.
Forrest is going.
Oh, my bad. I guess I froze.
I'm a little bit distracted by baby. Oh, I'm sorry, Peanut. Okay, I'm gonna go really quick. My intention for the week is to review the listed unlisted projects process and see if I have any other suggestions. And also Gravity implementation and documentation. And oh God, I will pass it to Griff.
That's you, Griff.
I switched routers.
Yeah, your audio's cutting out right now, so we can't hear you.
How about now?
Yeah, great.
Well, just
Give her.
Discord won't let me unmute, but there we go. Okay. So I'm feeling pretty weird today, but it's working. And my focus this week is the give drop and just pushing the roadmap, making sure everyone has a full scope of what's happening. And then what's the other one? Intentions for the call. I have some agenda topics that I'll add. And I'll pass it to Mo.
Hi everyone. I don't have much distraction, and I want to sync up with everyone. Yeah, that's me. I pass it to Fershel.
Happy Monday, and I'm feeling excited for the week. And my focus is updating spreadsheets, then work agreements, Sobol, and documentation for other organizations. And my intention for this call is to just be updated on governance. And also, if we have time at the end of the call, I would like to ask updates on body reviews, like when was the date you had review call, or when is your planned date. So just if we have time by the end of this call. And I'll pass it to Donna.
Hey everyone, well, I have no distractions, and my focus this week is to hold the one-on-one test sessions. Guys, please go and book your sessions on the Calendly link that I sent. And yeah, that's it. And I want to sync up on governance. And I will pass it on to who hasn't done yet.
I think Kai can take it.
Okay.
Sure, no distractions. Here to get updated and govern. And if I'm the last one, back to you, Mitch.
I think we got everyone here. So we'll keep moving down the agenda here. I can see Griff just threw in something for the give drop minor modifications. So Griff, if you're not frozen, do you want to talk about that? I think he is frozen. Okay.
Supposedly. So the story is that I was going through the give drop and I asked a few groups like, "Hey, Gitcoin, do you have an address that you can, receive XDAI in?" I'm like, no, basically. Long story short, is no. And I think this is true for a few different orgs. And I was kind of thinking, well, what maybe we can take off the orgs and just make a token swap, a favorable token swap with them later. There's also somebody who is a scammer that I want to take tokens away from. And there's a few other small modifications, like people who were representing orgs that then gave us a donation, but the donation is not really worth anything. There's some weird edge cases basically. And so I don't know if anyone wants to join me and review some of the changes that I'm making. Basically just going to deduct tokens from some groups, but only with very just cause or for practical purposes, and then use them for strategic partnerships. And I don't know if someone wants to go through with me these and have oversight if they would like to. I want to open that up and so that anyone can participate and we can coordinate in a review session over the final give drop numbers.
I mean, I can help you, but like I said before, you're the best person who knows about these give drop recipients.
Oh, sorry.
Because you...
Yeah, I can hear it from my... yeah, that's cool. I mean, I just... If someone wants to give oversight, otherwise Lauren will give oversight.
I was going to say I would happily, but I'm going to do it anyway.
Yeah, exactly. So, but I want to open it up if anyone wants to, you know? Cool.
Anything else for this agenda topic? Yes, am I muted?
No, we can hear you. Okay, then
Okay.
I can move to
Anything else for this agenda item?
Captain.
Okay.
So the next topic is we never really got around to making a proposal for funding for different circles or anything like that. We kind of discussed it, but it never happened. So I was going to say that maybe we just put the money in our GiveDAO, and then Rochelle and I can make a proposal for every month until we do set our own internal budgeting. And that we just continue the pattern that we have after launch. Basically, continue to work with Rochelle on HR, working with individuals on payments and salaries and managing that kind of bureaucracy until we have something better in place.
So you're talking about the transition from X-type payments to give payments.
Yeah. Because if we launch on December 24th, the our GiveDAO will have a bunch of give tokens, but does anyone really want to put in the effort to put together a budget proposal and do all the negotiation with everyone for salaries and all of that, over the holidays so people can get paid in January? Probably not. So I'll just continue the process that has been happening, and I would probably give people holiday raises and stuff like that, and bonuses I would make a proposal to our GiveDAO for funding for that and outline it. But instead of having, because we were talking before about different circles making proposals, and I just think that's a lot of work to coordinate. So it might just be easier if Rochelle and I take it on for this month and probably next month as well until we're organized post-launch.
What I can say is that it seems like there's a lot of moving parts as we transition from the system, and just in a lot of things that different things that you just said, Griff. And so I'd like to give a couple minutes of discussion, but I'd love to see a forum post where we could follow up on this. Because it sounds like this is going to be something that we're going to have to update over the next month, 2 months. Does anyone have any things that they want to discuss around this topic? Transitioning payment systems, for regular rewards? No questions? Okay. All right.
I don't have any questions on reg rewards. This isn't about the pan distributions, though, right? This is just regular rewards.
This is in your work agreement, X amount, whatever. And so, okay. Well, I'm going to add in here to hopefully get a forum post just to keep the discussion transparent and accessible. And we'll move on to the next point. This is just from last week. ZK Sync or XDAI. Rochelle, did this get finished?
I'm still waiting for Mo and Rodri's update. The rest are already paid, so I'll just reach out to them.
Okay, good. And then we have this loose thread, which has been a thorn in our side for several weeks. working group pan allocations. And so really what I gathered here is we need somebody to pick up the flag because Hannah was doing it and now she's not. So we're trying to transition this pan system to a new one and set up the spreadsheets and like get these pan rewards going. So the process is kind of stuck because not a lot of people have the bandwidth. But does anybody feel like taking this on and structuring a new spreadsheet for these pan distributions?
I feel some accountability for this.
I can provide support.
Cool.
If somebody wants to lead it.
Yeah, I'm happy to lead the charge to get this revamped. I'm just not the greatest spreadsheet wizard, but I know how to get some of the stuff set up, so I'm happy to be part of it.
Okay.
Yeah, I could try
Great.
to That's one.
Oh, Gene, awesome. That would be amazing. Okay, so how do you guys want to follow up on this? Should I make some GitHub issues? Should we add it to the forum?
We have a few posts in the forum, but yeah, let's do a GitHub issue where we can compile it together and schedule a hack session.
Okay, great, awesome. Thanks for jumping in, Gene. That's awesome. I'm really glad you're here.
No worries, sir.
Great. Okay, well, I'll leave that there, and hopefully we'll follow it in the forum or GitHub or whatever. Oh, Ashley's not here, so we'll just move on from this one here. Proposals in the DAO. The only active one we have is Amin's role proposal. Right now, it will pass.
Right now.
Oh, Monique threw his in there. Okay, cool. So jump in the Give there and give Monique some of your precious and Give love. So his role proposal passes. And he added the forum post link. Wow, nice move. And Tarek's not here, so he dodged that bullet. But Tarek's role proposal failed because he didn't include the link to his forum post. So hopefully we'll see another one come up with the right format in there. So vote for those two, Amin's role proposal and Monique's, and we will move on into this stuff in the forum. And so I had, oh, somebody deleted my heading. The hex words. The hex words for the give token. Oh, there it is. Winner is good, Dal. It seemed like that's what I got at a glance. So, yay.
Amin already made the hex, the deployment for it too. And I think that, and correct me if I'm wrong, Amin, is Amin here? No. But I'm pretty sure that basically we generate a key that then can deploy the same token address on every chain. So by getting it done for Kovan, we'll have. So just be aware that like the token address for Kovan will be the same as the token address for mainnet.
Is that a common practice, or is that seen anywhere else, or just for that kind of special use purpose, where kind of like an inside joke, or?
Kind of. I wouldn't say it's best practice, but the
Right.
nerds of the nerds do it.
Right. Yeah, it seems a little dangerous too. But.
Oh, no, it's just the state, the way the tool works is that you generate a token address. So you generate a private public key pair that's first transaction will deploy a token with the same token address, and that will happen on any chain. And
Sure.
so that's just like the nature of the beast. Although that's a good point. We could just not deploy it on Kovan. Or on Kovan, it'll be called Test Give.
Mm-hmm.
Perfectly clear then.
But good call, Gene. And maybe I'll talk to Amin about that.
Okay. Cool. Any more discussion around this hex words post? Okay. I see there was one that was just added in while I was talking. We'll cycle back here. Giveth home partnership with Dawn.
Yes.
This is yours, Griff.
Yeah. So there is a really cool, like, what's it called? Like co-working type. It's Giveth House kind of space that's going to pop up in Portugal. And they're doing it pretty classy. And they're going to have this NFT-driven DAO that Giveth, that I would like Giveth to participate in because it goes along with the mission of what the house has been trying to do for a long time. But it'll be a larger space and have a larger co-working space and this kind of thing in Portugal. And by participating, we would get early access to tickets to all the Taoist conferences, and there's a bunch of other benefits, being able to send people and nonprofits that we coordinate with to this Web3 focused co-working space in Portugal for like their own little hackathon, like, you know, sprint co-working sprints. So, but it will cost $75,000. And I was going to just do it, honestly, but then maybe ask for, put it up to conviction voting afterwards for reimbursement. If it happens, that was what my plan is. I will make a forum post about it, but I wanted to just bring it up because we're hearing the call.
Yeah, my immediate thought is that's really cool for the people that would have the privilege of going to the Taoist events, you know. I think a lot of people are geographically hamstrung by being able to go a lot of these things that we kind of take for granted. So, I mean, if people in the group feel aligned with spending the cash on something that they might never benefit from, I would consider that.
We would get sponsorship at all the events.
Cool. Does
we
anyone
maybe
have
need one in every corner, or like not only one. Like this can grow.
Mm-hmm.
Portugal is not the nearest for me, but I'm excited. But it's a lot of money. I would also say. I don't know.
Is this the guy that's doing the make 'em laugh thing, or
make a what?
There's a guy that showed me on the same concept like a couple months ago and doing it. That's a co-creation space in Portugal, and he was doing a project called Make 'em Laugh or something like that. Is that related or not? I can't find it.
I don't know. Not that I know of.
Okay, cool. Sorry.
This is Felipe Durante, who runs the Taoist and is and all that. And the 75K is not just a gift. We end up getting resellable NFTs that have governance rights over this DAO. So it's kind of like a tokenized DAO, but with NFTs instead of fungible tokens. And we could sell our governance share. So it's more of an investment than a donation.
All right.
Does anyone have any other points they want to add to this, the partnership with Dawn? Okay. And Griff, it looks here you're going to make a forum post just for transparency.
Yeah, and also, I'm going to sponsor it, because I'm just going to throw the money in there, and then I will see if I get reimbursed or not, kind of a thing. And I assume that I will get. I assume I could probably get reimbursed through conviction voting. But then, if there's not enough support, then I will. That's okay. I'll sponsor it in Giveth's name, as long as there's no objections to that.
Great. Cool. Well, we'll follow up with that in the forum. Moving on down the list here, we've got scoping the DAP deployment for launch. And so I added in some of the nice Notion docs that Monique authored. But I don't know if you feel like talking about this a little bit or if you have any updates.
Sorry, I totally forgot it. I'm going forward to have improve it with the post. I think right after the launch, we have to think about to make all the PAN payments and maybe the rewards KPI based. It is just an idea. We have to go forward with it for. I try to.
I'm talking about the scoping the DAP deployment.
Oh, sorry.
Not the KPIs.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, we reached a scope. We finalized it and we pushed forward. I think it's done. We can close it.
Great.
But I really recommend that we have a scope for our next step.
Mm-hmm.
For example, for January, I think we have to make sure that we can have the final version of the dev on the TypeScript.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Cool. So if anybody wants to catch up on on this conversation here, there's all the links to the Notion docs that Monique made, and we've got a nice clean to-do list there for the TypeScript version, and so we can follow up in those documents there. Are there any other things that anyone wants to say about this particular topic? Beautiful. Go ahead, Griff.
Tested it today with Donna, and it looks great. Nice work.
Yeah, the headers coming in there on staging, like, wow. All the little pieces are coming together, and it's awesome.
And I did a custom donation with, different amazing tokens in any chain. Yeah.
Cool. Moving down the list here, we've got the 20 ETH from Rainbow Rolls. Griff says donation party with the portion. And so still it's not really clear like the format or how this ETH is going to get used. Does this seem like a priority? Can we just let it sit? All of this ether.
I think it's a great idea to make a party out of it, or like an event where you mean looking for campaigns to donate to, right?
Projects, yeah.
I love our donation parties.
We couldn't tell a bit about the background. I'm not the best, but I know like that Ashley and Dani. I don't know who all like participates in like the follow-ups with the projects, but could be really interesting. Take a deep dive and donate some.
Cool. Well, I see some people want to have a donation party. And I guess the thing is we need to decide is how much we want to donate and who's going to facilitate it. Like somebody has to actually like send the ether to them. Where is it now? That's the question.
It's in our multi-sig right now. So, we
Which
could
one?
do the main multi-sig on mainnet.
Okay.
Which is revolution.eth, give.eth, donation.eth, giveth.eth, give.eth, and a bunch of other .eth domains all point to that.
Okay, so it's not in the three new ones that Hannah made a while ago.
That's one of the new ones.
Okay, cool.
And that's the main multi-sig. So give.eth is like the main donation address for everything.
Okay.
Which off topic, but maybe we should try to change that we can also deploy it to XDAI, so that same address, which we haven't done it yet, but we could change the donation address in the DApp address.
It would be cool to get that address on XDAI, because maybe we want to bridge this ETH and then just like spread the love.
I'm curious if anybody had thoughts about the percentages with the donation that we got from Rainbow Rolls. I had made just a suggestion, but I didn't really hear any feedback on that. If we do what I suggested, which is the 30% now, then we still have to do it again later. So I was kind of curious what you guys think about what percentage of what we received from Rainbow Rolls, giving it out to the projects right now, right when the Give Economy launches. It could be better to raise that percentage up. I don't know.
Do we get givebacks?
I would do it where we get givebacks personally. I think that makes sense. Do it like.
So then we should bridge it to XDAI. Then it seems, or it doesn't matter. But we would receive the givebacks on XDAI. So we should deploy that on XDAI, that multi-sig.
Yeah, we should deploy it on XDAI for sure.
So Giveth is going to donate to the projects, and then Giveth gets the givebacks.
Does that seem okay? Is that not okay?
I just wanted to confirm it. I know that in some cases, I just want to make sure that we were in agreement that Giveth gets givebacks when we make our donations.
I guess we wouldn't get givebacks because it was a donation that's going to get givebacks. And we'd be using our donation address. So I guess we wouldn't get givebacks.
So since Rainbow Rolls gave the donation, is there a way to do it so they get the givebacks?
I mean, I think they're going to get the retroactive givebacks. I think we haven't sorted out how we're going to give retroactive givebacks, but they'll get retroactive givebacks for that and for donating to RIP medical debt, I think.
Right. Okay.
Yes, and I do think that it would be more fun to do it after we launch, so we can pad the stats basically of donation stats in some ways.
Sure. All right.
So I kind of want to just ask one more question on that, because what I'm hearing is that it's advisable to hold off on making the donation until after the Give Economy launches. And that's an important message to receive, because like I said, I've got some folks sitting on some donations they want to make, and we want to make sure they're getting givebacks. So I'm kind of trying to be strategic about when to make those donations to do testings and also make sure they qualify for giveback.
Yeah, well, I would say don't do it now. Just because it's just going to be more overhead to try and like go back and do it retroactively for everybody. So I would say just like chill for like another week, 2 weeks, and then, go ahead with making their donations.
Cool. So assuming there's a launch on the 21st, and people would want to be we would be a big go for getting all the donations in after the 21st.
That's when we have the technically we should be ready, but like the launch could be like Christmas Eve or something, from a communication standpoint.
Okay.
Yeah, I would just budget in like time to put out fires. Like after lunch. So I would avoid throwing out that 21st of December date to too many people.
Yeah, no dates. It's launched when it's launched.
Yeah. Tell them, New Year's, Christmas, just leave it like kind of...
Yeah. Q4.
I'm trying, but I have presentations and I need to be able to say, yes, do this, or I'm just telling you about it, but don't do it yet.
Watch this space. Just get the banner.
Yeah.
This holiday.
Yeah. Cool. Well, listen, it sounds like we don't have to do anything immediately on this, since it seems like it's smarter to do it post-launch. So I'm going to leave this on here, and we'll touch on it maybe next week, but more likely the week after that one. Any other discussion points or conflicting opinions? Sweet. Account and wallet. Go ahead, Lauren.
It's okay. It's related. Maybe an extra topic we can add at the end is the address. We were talking about all this like multi-sig and .eth addresses, blah, blah, blah. The one we have on Gitcoin, I think still can't accept the Polygon payments, and I don't think that this has been fixed yet. So we need someone to also maybe take ownership for that. I just want to add it on there. We don't have to talk about it this moment, but maybe at the end.
Okay, well, it sounds like you just talked about it, so let's just throw it in.
Cool. Well, we need someone to take ownership of it, though, just to like make sure that our address gets changed on Gitcoin before they like actually like pay everything out. So that if we got
the Giveth.io, so the Giveth.io Gitcoin listing needs to have a Polygon address.
Yeah, and I think also for Trace.
And so the problem here is that we cannot change the address.
I think
so whoever's the... Because we looked at it, or at least Danny and I did, and...
We can't change it ourselves. We have to beg them to change it.
Right.
And so the current address is where? It's the multi-sig?
It's a DAO stack DAO.
So that one we can't just deploy it to another chain.
No. But we could try to deploy the supposedly if you just send the transaction on that chain, the transaction that deployed our multi-sig, we can take the byte data of that transaction, deploy it on Polygon, deploy it on every chain.
Okay. Well, what I see right here is kind of where making just like...
If someone wanted to schedule a time with me and carry the flag, it gets lost. I would love to do this, but I can't carry the flag. So if someone wants to schedule a time with me to just like hold my hand through it, then I can make it happen.
Sorry.
It's happen in half an hour.
Hold your hand for what?
So just to message Gitcoin, tell them to change our address, make an issue, deploy the multi-sigs on the other addresses, and try to just get it all done. I'm sure we could do it in an hour.
Okay. Well, I can help you with that.
Okay. I think the process they have is you create an issue with the new address that you want, and they help us. I've done that before to the Eat Colombia Gitcoin account.
Perfect.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, it seems like we just need to move away from this DAO stack DAO because it's just causing headaches.
Totally.
Okay, good. And Lauren said we need to do this for who owns the trace? Where's the trace recipient? Does anybody know?
Which trace? For
The Gitcoin listing for Giveth trace.
I'll look it up.
I was already looking it up.
Okay. While Griff is looking up that, I want to just touch this last one. Near the last one. Account and wallet address relation. I don't know if Monique, Marco, did we figure this one out finally?
I myself think it's clear right now. It's much more clear. But, your comments are welcomed. And I see recent progress on design side. Marco can make it clear. it's two different view for project owner and the other viewers. I think it helped a lot to reach out this, and Marco said is working on it. That's view. Am I right, Marco?
On which view exactly?
You said in the header that we show different header or different parts. We have a different flow for project owners and maybe the usual visitors or donors.
Basic users, yeah.
I'm not sure I understand where
This is the issue with the account and wallet address relation. So having the different user profiles and giving them like a different UX, I guess, for each use case.
Yeah, but we didn't separate the you mean like project owner and just a donor? That's what we already got. So right now we have a donor and a project owner. And a project owner and a donor can sign up or sign in with Web 2 or Web 3. I think this was a topic that we were talking about. And then if I switch to wallet, I should still be able to be logged into my account.
Yeah.
So what I want to know is if things are clear for you now, or do you need any more support or feedback on this?
No, I mean, I suggested this change. So I think it was clear for me from the beginning. I was just wanted to make sure that we are able to do that from the technical standpoint, right? So this week I'll be working on the Web 2 and Web 3 signing based on what we currently have. And I will just be in touch with Monique and Devs and, just check in regularly whether the solution, the proposal to the solution is okay and if we can implement it or not. So all good on this end from me.
Go ahead, Monique.
Sorry. We did a recent change, a tiny change on the version that we have next.giveth.io. I appreciate if you can take a look. We show the user that is signed in or not. So the connect wallet and the sign in are two different, maybe two different steps.
No. So that needs to change. That's what I told you, I think 2 weeks ago. So we can't have connect wallet and sign in.
Because we have to have a sign in from the users, and the user gets confused. They connect their wallet, they ask for signing one more time again.
I noticed that while I was testing today, and I would agree with Marco that it is confusing to connect wallet and then to sign in, because I'm like, didn't I just do that?
I'm not sure where did that came from. Even before we didn't have that. So before we just had sign in and then you select Taurus or you select to connect your wallet or whatever, and bam, you're done. The next thing is we ask you actually to fill in your information, like your full name, verify your account. It's not a verification, but we just ask you these questions. All of a sudden, after some while, we ended up having two buttons for. I don't know what the reason was for that, but I made a comment and I made a suggestion to change that so that there are now two buttons. After that, I proposed that we should just revert back to what we had previously. And additionally, if a user decides to switch their wallet during browsing on the app or doing something, that they remain signed in into their account, and this new wallet address gets kind of appended to their account, so they don't lose any historical data that they had, any donations or projects or whatever. So when they open their account, it's not blank. So this is the issue that we're talking about right now, which is account and wallet address relation. So right now we have this Next.js. So we won't be having Taurus anymore, I think, or correct me if I'm wrong. So we're gonna have the Web 2 and the Web 3 options to sign in. to Giveth.
Taurus will remain in this version until next year. We will remove it on the TypeScript version.
Come again. Sorry, was it a question or I didn't hear?
No. I'm just making it clear that for this version, Taurus is still in there.
What are
Okay, sure.
What are we gonna do in the TypeScript version for Web 2 sign-in?
Whatever Marco is saying, implementing on the TypeScript version. Right now, it's not onboard.js version. We're suggesting the people to use Taurus any wallets for signing, but we can change it.
So for TypeScript, for the TypeScript version next year, I heard it was just said that we're going to remove Taurus, but what will we have instead for someone who wants to log in that doesn't have an Ethereum address?
No, we don't remove Taurus. We don't remove anything.
I think I said it wrongly. I mean that it's in onboard.js. We had the authentication with Taurus directly, but onboard has Taurus as well. Sorry if I said it wrong. Yeah.
Sorry, that makes more sense.
So from the user perspective, we should just have like one sign-in button. It should pop up a screen where it says sign in with whatever you want from like the social media accounts or whatever, or you can connect your wallet. And like if you connect your wallet, well, you connect your wallet, right? So you're done. But if you don't have a wallet, you can just use your Google account, your email, your Twitter, or whatever options we have there. And since we're using Taurus or whatever we are using, or in the future might change, I don't know, whatever. But right now there's Taurus. We create this wallet address for them in the background. So like that's kind of like this Web 2 to Web 3 kind of onboarding, quote onboarding, right? Because they need a wallet address. And like if they're a project owner, if they decide to create a project, that wallet address that they had on Taurus will be passed into this, when they create a project, will be a receiving address. And they can change it, right? So like they also have the option to change it, but that's another story. Anyway, Web 2 and Web 3, these two. But the topic of this issue was how to allow user to change the wallet, like inside a MetaMask, to change the wallet while they're in the app, but still have their own account, so they don't lose any data. It doesn't get like they don't get like a fresh account, but rather this new address that they switched in MetaMask, it kind of gets just appended to their current account, right? So, yeah.
So this is the part that needs technical validation. Yeah, Marco?
Yeah. And I think there was a proposal by Ramin or someone, I think last time, that said there will be like the first wallet address that they have chosen will be kind of a primary address. And then all the others will just be kind of stored somewhere, like that we know that these are the addresses that the user has connected to, right? But we will always keep this kind of primary address. I think that was one of his comments. So yeah, technical validation, definitely. That's the reason why we kind of raised this issue here.
Yeah, that was from Amin, and I find it very similar to what Griff said. So I was thinking that we decided on having two different flows for project owners and basic users. And in the beginning of this meeting, you said that you're working on something like that. It might be.
No, you probably got it wrong. Sorry, or I wasn't clear enough. I was saying I was working on a sign in and sign up, or basically what we're talking right now. So Web 2 and Web 3 sign up and sign in. But what you're saying, I think, and I don't know, maybe correct me if I'm wrong, is like you're mentioning two different flows for users. The one is like regular users, donors, and the others are project owners. I think we discussed something as having like organization type of an account. not the project owner, but this is what we currently have, because any donor can decide to create a project, right? So they can be a project owner, but actually someone that creates an account as a representative of an organization where they could eventually in the future invite other team members to their organization and manage their accounts and projects and whatever, right? I think like these are two different topics right now. And I don't know if this is like the time and the place to discuss this, but anyway, just to answer your question, Mitch, from the beginning, the account and wallet address relation, I have no blockers right now. And I will just reach out to Des and ask to validate some of the stuff that I'm working on.
Okay. Thanks, Marco. And I guess you and Monique will coordinate somewhere in the channels.
Yep.
Okay, great. We got 7 minutes left, so I'd like to touch on some of these last ones. Buddy system and work agreements here. So we're coming up to the end of the year. Frashel, do you want to say anything about these?
If you already had a buddy review with your buddy, please let me know so I can update the tracker so that I get to see who weren't able to get the reviews and who still needs to set a schedule. And if you already have a schedule, please let me know too so I can update the tracker. And yeah, I think that's the most important for now, the buddy reviews, since there are a few weeks left before 2021 ends. So please let me know. So that's it for me. Back to you, Mitch.
Great. The last thing I have on here is KPIs for Giveth. We had a little bit of discussion here. It kind of sounded like this wasn't a priority, but I'll give some space to it right now if anyone wants to talk about it. Okay, cool. So maybe we'll start digging into this when we have a bit more bandwidth for this organizational issue. Are there any other topics relating to governance that anyone wants to talk about?
I have one thing that if we've got a couple of minutes, I wanted to ask about, if not, it's good.
Go ahead, please.
So the post on Medium, I got a really interesting comment from TJ Rush. He was saying that he found the article very informative and interesting, and also that he thinks he made the suggestion that when we talk about our smart contracts, that we actually include the addresses. I know the process and I know how to write about it, but that isn't even something that occurred to me. So I'm curious if that's something that I could actually address, and how would I go about getting smart contract addresses to include like an addendum, I guess, that gives the information if people wanted to actually dive into the contracts that we're using. Yeah, I thought it was a cool comment, and also I don't actually know how to get those addresses and provide something like that. So just curious if you guys have that.
Which addresses do you need?
So he felt that in the blog that I wrote, I reference a lot of smart contracts, and that where we reference a smart contract, we should list the address. So I don't know which ones I need. I'd have, it's a little outside of my scope of knowledge. But if somebody here could help me with it, I'd be happy to handhold and find out what they are. Look at the blog, find those addresses, and plug them in to make this a bibliography.
Yeah. So I can help you with that. That's no problem for me. I wonder if there's any like subtle security issues by like just over publishing our contract addresses anywhere. I know that they're publicly available, but it's like there's a difference between like having it there and then sticking it in people's faces. I don't know if there's any best practice for that stuff.
It probably invites audits, and I guess if there was a thing there that would be better, just like somebody happened to find a vulnerability when they were looking for us, if we were going to add these, it would probably be wise to put in a comment that we'd love to hear if you find something. I don't know.
Yeah, there's the other side of the coin where they find a vulnerability and they're not an auditor.
I mean, it's obviously a good transparency practice, but I don't know. I like the idea of always having something to reference out there, but it seems if there's any concern about them having any sort of vulnerability, then probably not ideal. But
yeah, putting the contract addresses right into the blog post probably does, like, that might be challenging, but especially because I guess they could change or something like that. He did mention. But if there was a place that we have our smart contract addresses that I could link to, that might be a different solution.
That's a good compromise.
I did actually add in a link to the multi-sig, like our Excel sheet that has all the multi-sigs in it.
Yeah. I saw you also added a link to decentralized governance. That was cool. Thanks. Or progressive decentralization.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. So there's the multi-sigs, but that's not the smart contracts, right?
It has the smart contract address for NR Give and all of our old multi-sigs, but it doesn't have smart contract. I mean, I don't know if there are smart contract addresses for a lot of our governance stuff. It was done through Trace, right? So I don't know. It just depends on what smart contracts we're talking about, but most of the on-chain governance happened in our multi-sigs.
Right.
Or Trace, which doesn't have really any use in. Yeah.
So what I want to know is I'm happy to help you make this happen, Danny. And does anyone have any opposition to publishing these smart contracts on Medium? Okay.
I think it's always better to publish it on Medium. We have more white hats than black hats looking at our stuff.
Great. Okay. Anything else on this one? Well, we are at the top of the hour and the dev call is starting now. So normally I do a round, but since we're out of time and I'd like to respect Monique's space, I'd like to adjourn this meeting. And so thank you everyone for coming to the Givernance call. And we'll do this same time next week.